On Daybreak.
Good morning and thanks for joining us. It is Friday, June 22nd. I'm Lauren Barnes.
I'm Joe Morano. I'm a big NBA fan. Tried to watch the NBA draft. Fell asleep before the first pick.
It happens. There's no preventing it. And it's Friday, which means the lack of sleep has just accumulated over the week.
Exactly. Good news to hear about Alizé Johnson, though. We'll have that story for you guys coming up in just a few minutes. But first, let's get you set with that Friday weather. Elisa Rappa has your forecast first.
That's a good tease. I want to know where he went. Do I have to do weather first before I know where he went?
Stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Okay. 66 degrees in Branson right now with a couple of clouds, a west wind at 6 miles per hour. Dew point's a little bit drier. We're wrapping around still behind this low from yesterday. It's sitting just to the east of St. Louis. We're wrapping around a north wind, some clouds, cooler temperatures, and a little bit of a sprinkle. You could see them wrapping around below here. They're really spotty. Some light rain from Mountain Home to Ash Flat. Shouldn't have any problems with that. Temperatures a little bit cooler again because we're wrapping around behind that low. We'll have temperatures in the 60s this morning at 66 in Springfield, 63 at Lake of the Ozarks, and 63 in Mountain Grove. It should be a mostly dry day. Spotty sprinkle is possible, but even if we get one of those, it should not slow you down on the roads at all. We'll have a mix of sun and clouds, partly to mostly cloudy through the afternoon. Still a high UV index at temperatures in the upper 70s and lower 80s. Lingering clouds and cooler temperatures today. We've got to talk about storms returning on Saturday with a conditional severe threat. There's still some uncertainty there, and I want to break it down for you. And temperatures get hot again next week. Your full forecast is in 10 minutes.
We start with a developing story this morning that the Greene County Sheriff's Department is investigating multiple reports of items stolen from vehicles. The department posted on Facebook that overnight Wednesday they received reports of at least 5 vehicles that were broken in with items stolen from them. All 5 reports were from the same neighborhood. The thefts took place on South Michigan, South Ferguson, South Stonegate, and South Franklin. That's all located between Farm Roads 182 and 186. The department urges you to make sure your security cameras are on, and if you have video, please send it to them.
Some more local news.
The layout in general of a church is different than a school, so a lot of it goes back to situational awareness, where a person has to understand the environment they're in,
A special seminar last night was held on how to deal with an active shooter in a house of faith. After recent deadly attacks on churches across the country, James River and Ozark hosted an event with local law enforcement in an effort to minimize harm to property or people in those tragic situations. For safety reasons, the church did not allow cameras to show what was being taught, but it's an extra step to ensure the safety of the people. Active shooter training can differ in every building and environment. However, there is one piece of advice that Captain Justin Arnold says everyone should follow in any active shooter situation.
What we teach and preach to anyone that asks us are the 3 tenets of run, hide, and fight.
Should be followed in that order. Run if you can. If you can't run, hide. And as a last resort, if you can't hide, fight. Captain Arnold also talked about the importance of situational awareness.
To understand what's going on around you, wherever you may be, whether that's in your house of worship, in a local business, a restaurant, even at your house, or in an outdoor environment like the park. Just situational awareness, know who's around you, and pick up on things like if there are any potential threats or anything like that to you.
Now, if you missed last night's meeting, you can always reach out to Arnold or the department whenever you want to learn more about this type of training. They say they'll even talk to you in person one-on-one if you prefer.
Moving on now around the region, a joint funeral for 2 deputies killed in the line of duty was yesterday in Kansas City, Kansas. Law enforcement, family, and the Wyandotte community honored deputies Teresa King and Patrick Rohr after they were killed last week while transferring a prisoner. Authorities think the inmate possibly shot them with one of their own guns. A 21-gun salute and a flyover were part of the ceremony.
Teresa and Patrick literally put their lives between a cold-blooded killer and the citizens they swore an oath to protect.
Meanwhile, an Amber Alert has been issued in Kansas City for a 15-year-old girl. Our CBS affiliate KCTV reports a 15-year-old girl who police are calling Jean Sledge was abducted yesterday after the suspect who took her shot her grandfather. The suspect, who could be with Sledge, is described as a black man between the ages of 18 and 20. He is considered armed and dangerous, last seen wearing a gray hoodie. The suspected vehicle is a 2017 Kia Forte with a Missouri license plate that reads MB5G5B. If you see that car or Sledge, call 911.
Well, this next story certainly scores a 10 with us here. A young woman from Ozark who won her battle against cancer had a special homecoming.
And an even bigger surprise, 16-year-old Anna Smith got back home 3 weeks ago. She had spent 8 months in a hospital and is now happy to be back home and getting her life back to normal. A couple community members reached out to her family to organize a surprise homecoming.
And the Board of Aldermen, on behalf of the city of Ozark, also made an official proclamation. Get this, June 21st is now Anna Smith Day in the city of Ozark. That's a day Smith and the rest of her community can celebrate from now on.
My parents are terrible at keeping secrets, so I knew something was going to happen, but nothing like this, nothing with all of my friends and everybody coming out and supporting. I didn't think something like this would happen, but it's really awesome.
Smith says now she will enjoy her summer with friends and hit the ground running in the fall when she goes back to school for her junior year of high school.
Some more good news and a local spotlight here. Missouri State's Alizé Johnson was the first Missouri State Bear taken in the NBA draft since 1987. Back then, the Milwaukee Bucks drafted Winston Garland. It was the Indiana Pacers, though, that took Johnson as the 50th overall pick. Alizé was the Missouri Valley Player of the Year his junior season here in Springfield and a first-team All-Valley member in his senior season. He attended the NBA Draft Combine and worked out for a number of teams, including the Pacers, and he will now head to Indiana this weekend to start up that new career. Congrats to Alizé.
Absolutely.
Elisa's applauding over there.
Yeah,
see?
she is.
Very nice.
Congrats to him.